Hi folks, here we are again, back in that field. A little bit earlier I did actually go to another field just across the other side of the hill, a brand new field, but I spent a little bit of time in it, but it's too overgrown, it's too difficult to swing the detector, so I've only found a couple of bits of lead in there, so I called it a day and I've come back to this field, the one where I found the Roman bits and Saxon bits and buckles and what have you. I've gone over it a good few times, this field, so the finds are getting quite few and far between now, which is to be expected. I hope it's not too long until it gets ploughed. I've had a couple of finds from here so far. Let's show you what we've got. So this find just from here was just one of those little hoops. It actually is finger ring size, this one, but I'm sure it probably isn't. It's probably something to do with well, I was going to say horse harness, but I'm not too convinced of that because it is quite thin and small. The other little item was this. I've had one of these before from here. Made a copper cracking signal in the 20s. So I'm guessing that's probably something furniture related. And I've just dropped the little hoop thing. Right, I'll find that and then we'll carry on. Right folks, I've got quite a jumpy signal here. I've dug it out and it's this little item here. I was reading about 17 in one direction and up to 25 in the other. Don't know what it is yet. Might be rubbish. It might not be. Possibly rubbish. Looks like copper there. Right, I'll have to give that a clean up and bring you back in. Not sure what that is. It's similar in size to that Roman brooch that I found, but that doesn't look like, it doesn't look the same, unfortunately for me. Right, let's give it a bit of a brush and see what it looks like after that. Well, it's definitely not a Roman brooch as far as I can tell. Got slots in it there, so whether it could have been unscrewed or, well, not unscrewed, but altered or adjusted or whatever. Yeah, it's got a hole in one side there, look. It may have had some iron on this edge here. Sorry, you're out of shot there, aren't you? May have had some iron on that edge there. And there's the hole in case I missed it earlier. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. It's nothing, probably not particularly old. Ah, glorious out here, glorious. You can see the grass is getting quite long now, but it's such a good field, I don't want to give up just yet. We have to do soon though, we'll see. I've got a screaming signal here, high 20s, nearly blew my ears off again. And you pop the old eardrums, and it looks like it's half of a bull ring from a bull's nose. So it won't be very old. Yep, screaming signal. I'm just trying to walk along this edge line-ish. Sort of in and out a bit, because I haven't covered this too much. The rest of the field I cover quite a bit. So we'll see if we can pick up any interesting signals here. There's quite a bit of scrap in this field, but I mean, going by the history of it, it's been, well, I found stuff that's, well, I found that Bronze Age axe head fragment, so that'll be roughly 3,000 years old, won't it? So yeah, there's been a lot of activity in this field, a lot of iron as well. We'll keep going. Right, I had a little 11 signal down here, 11 from both directions actually, probably 3 inches deep. It's this little thing here. Now it looks as though it's got 1, 2, well, certainly 3 loops along the outside edge. Probably a fourth one broken off there. It's like a red glass. I think it's glass anyway, it's been scratched. The bottom part there looks like it's got something silver inlaid into the glass, make it look a bit more shiny, I suppose, a bit more reflective. So possibly off some sort of jewellery. It's some, I don't know, it's Victorian or older. Yeah, that's a bit different, isn't it? Something red. Right, we have a very sharp and loud 17 signal here. And we've got a little spoon bowl. Looks like it's made out of copper. I'm guessing that's probably Victorian or maybe a little bit older, I'm not too sure really. Difficult to tell, isn't it? Actually, when was it now? A couple of days ago I was back in this field again. And I found another spoon bowl, looked a lot older than this one. And what I'll do is I'll insert that bit of video clip into this video and show you it, because I'd love to know what you folks think about it. Yeah, it's quite an interesting spoon bowl. Oh, I also found a little ship halfpenny as well. That's in the same video. Yeah, so I'll insert that after this clip here. Right, so we've got a ship halfpenny. That's from 1937. Not bad condition, that actually. Cracking signal, low 20s thereabouts, and that was quite shallow. I think about 15 centimetres that one. And just dug this up now, which is why I thought I'd do the video, because I'd like you to see this and see what you think. Little spoon, copper or whatever, or some sort of alloy. Very small. It doesn't appear to be broken, but I may be wrong on that. I'm not quite sure, to be fair. Lovely shape. You can see, compared to the halfpenny, it's quite a small spoon. Smaller than a teaspoon, I'd say. I wonder how old that is. Yeah, that's really nice. I love finding little things like this. Something with a bit of age to it. Yeah, so if you have any ideas what that might have actually been used for, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Cheers, guys. I've got a high pitch signal here, low to mid 20s, so it's kind of what I would expect to be a piece of copper of some kind. Could be a modern coin, could be, I don't know, could be anything copper, to be quite honest with you. Right, let's hope I haven't cursed it once again. It's quite shallow, just about there somewhere. Fingers crossed, folks, fingers crossed. I haven't had many coins from this field actually, so well, a couple of lovely Roman coins and that forgery and one or two more recent ones, but not a lot of coins, more buttons than anything else. So if it's not a button. That's a stone. I thought I felt a bit of metal there. It's out. Right, it's that, whatever that is. My phone screen's gone a bit dark, I can't quite see where I'm filming. Right, it's got a sort of knurled exterior to it. So I don't know whether that's something to do with a shaving item or it's got a rounded end on it. Yeah, it's knurled, this part here. Right, we're probably not very old anyway. Okay, dokie. Right, we've got a 1920 signal here. A couple of inches, that's all. And here we go. I think this may be my first coin for today. It says, having not long since spoken about coins, or is it a button? Or is it a button? Do you know what? I'm not sure. Well, I can't see any signs of a shank. Can't see any signs of anything, to be fair. Well, there's something there, yeah, it looks like it's a coin. But of what? I don't know at this stage. I think that could possibly be the remains of a bust there. Oh. Not sure guys. It might possibly be a Victoria bunhead, but I don't know, it just looks a bit older to me. Yeah, at this moment I'll have to admit defeat, I don't know what that is. I've got a very high pitch signal here. Only shallow. Around about 30. Let's have a look. Oh, it's just under the surface. Could be junk. Might not be though. It might not be. Looks a bit buckly. Excellent, D-buckle. Oh, that's great. Yeah, you see the groove there where the pin would have gone against it. You know, the funny thing about feels, isn't it? You can go over them several times. Excuse me. And you obviously leave, well, I obviously leave gaps in my pattern because I'm still missing stuff and I'm still finding stuff. So, yeah, always worth going over and over again. Great stuff, I'm pleased with that. Right, got a signal here, folks. 23, this one was reading on the Knox in field 2 once again. I'm not sure what it is. I thought it might have been a button, but look on the back and it doesn't look like a button. That's an odd one, isn't it? Anybody seen something like that before? I mean, perhaps it could have been a button, but it's a very strange looking one. Was it reading 23? Yeah. So it looks like bronze or copper alloy or something or other. Quite solid. Not sure with that one. 15 signal down here. Turned out it was just under the surface. Well, you know, in the roots of the grass, so not very deep. And it's just a button, but it's got a crown on it, and I can just make out constabulary. So it looks like it's a police button. I can't make out what it says at the top. No, I can't tell what that is. We'll have a look at that a bit later. Yeah, that's not a bad little find. This is a fairly scratchy signal, this one. Oops, I'll turn that off a minute. Coming in at what, 1718, it's probably, what's that? Yeah, about 5.5, 6 inches deep. And it's a coin. Bit of a bent one, it's a halfpenny and it's Edward the 7th from 1902. So yeah, it's seen better days, but it's nice to find another coin. Don't think I've ever had many of those coins. Well, the Edward the 7th coins, full stop. Right, great stuff. Right, we have a 16-17 signal here. And we've got another spoon, a complete one this time. Looks like copper again. It's got perforations in it, so I'm guessing that will be to let some liquid run through. Like a sort of a oyster shell, clamshell design. Yeah. Can't see any markings on it at the minute. Oh, actually there's something there, yeah, but I can't tell what it is. I'll have a look at that a bit later and let you know if I can make it out. Great stuff.